Au cas où vous ne sauriez pas mon nom, je l'ai fait écrire ici.
The stage is dimly lit, the air thick with anticipation. From the shadows steps a slight figure with a face that some might call characterful. Then he begins to sing, and the world shifts. Hearts melt, tears flow, and the crowd is spellbound. This was the magic of Charles Aznavour, the unlikely superstar who turned imperfections into his greatest strengths, defied expectations, and serenaded the globe for over 7 decades. But behind that legendary voice lies a life story even more captivating, one filled with grit, humor, and more twists than a French love ballad.
Bon, bienvenue. Bon, la maison du vous, c'est ici. Fermez derrière vous.
Let's start at the very beginning. Chaneur Vaganag Aznavour. Yes, that was his real name. Born on May 22, 1924, in Paris, Charles was the son of Armenian immigrants who fled the horrors of the 1915 Armenian genocide. His father, an ex-soldier turned restaurateur, and his mother, a stage actress, planted in him both resilience and a flair for the dramatic. Growing up in the Bohemian Latin Quarter, young Chaneur had big dreams but little patience for school. He dropped out early, deciding instead to follow in his parents' artistic footsteps. But let's be honest, Charles Aznavour rolls off the tongue a lot easier. So, like a good showman, he shortened his name and stepped into the spotlight.
Nous nous sommes mariés par un jour de printemps, sans prêtre, sans mairie, sans amis ni parents. Nous n'avions tout au plus, elle et moi, que 20 ans, mais un désir d'adulte brûlait nos cœurs d'enfants.
Aznavour's early days in showbiz were anything but glamorous. With his slightly nasal voice and short stature, he didn't exactly fit the mold of a typical leading man. Critics were merciless. They called his voice unpleasant, his appearance unremarkable, and his talent negligible. One particularly harsh review dismissed him as a singer who could neither sing nor act. Ouch! But Aznavour had something they didn't count on, a relentless drive. So, what if I don't look like a prince? He once quipped. I'll be a king instead. He began writing songs, honing his craft, and performing wherever he could. Cafes, theaters, and even the back rooms of Parisian restaurants. In the 1940s, Aznavour's luck took a dramatic turn when he caught the attention of none other than Edith Piaf, the legendary chanteuse. Piaf saw something in the scrappy young performer and took him under her wing. Together, they toured, performed, and partied. And yes, Piaf was known for her wild soirees. She encouraged Aznavour to embrace his imperfections, saying they made him unique. Piaf also gave him tough love about his songwriting, urging him to dig deeper emotionally. Those lessons stuck. Years later, Aznavour would say, I owe everything to Piaf.
Hey, listen, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Well, how come Frenchmen are so lucky in love?
Well, we have a great advantage, you know, the language.
Language?
Yes, you know that French is the language of love. So if you want to be a great ladies' man, learn French.
Well, that wouldn't help me. See, none of the girls I know speak French.
Well, it doesn't matter. You know, in fact, sometimes it helps.
I don't follow.
I will show you. Piggy, Mademoiselle Piggy, would you come here, please? She doesn't speak French, I suppose.
No, she doesn't speak a word of French.
Good.
Yes, Charles.
Vous savez, votre carte aura une fuite et votre transmission s'écroule.
Oh, Charles!
Oh, oui. Hey, listen, you really got to her. What did you say?
Well, I said your oil filter has a leak and your transmission is sagging.
Charles Aznavour.
Formidable. You are my love, very, very, very véritable.
By the 1950s, Aznavour was a household name in France, but he wanted more. He dreamed of breaking into the American music scene, a near-impossible feat for a French singer at the time. Armed with a repertoire of emotionally charged songs, he set out to charm America. It wasn't easy. He described the experience as starting from scratch. It's hard for someone who's used to being welcomed on stage with open arms, then not to be recognized at all. You have to start again, song by song. But Aznavour had an ace up his sleeve: versatility. He began performing in English, and his distinct accent only added to his appeal. Before long, he was headlining at iconic venues like Carnegie Hall. Critics began calling him the French Sinatra, a title he wore with pride. Fun fact: Aznavour once revealed that he was almost chosen to sing a James Bond theme song. While it didn't pan out, he shrugged it off with his trademark humor. There's always the next Bond. If Aznavour had a superpower, it was his ability to connect with people. How did he do it? By singing in not one, not two, but 8 languages: French, English, Italian, Spanish, German, Armenian, Russian, and Portuguese. He wrote over 1,200 songs and sold more than 180 million records worldwide, making him one of the best-selling artists of all time. This linguistic prowess turned him into a global phenomenon. He performed in over 90 countries, bringing his songs and his unique blend of charm and self-deprecating wit to audiences from Tokyo to Buenos Aires. In a cheeky nod to his international success, Aznavour often joked, "I don't need to conquer countries. I just sing to them."
So, Petula, what happened when you first heard from Charles?
Well, maybe I should put on an accent. Everyone else has got accents in the show.
Not everybody, not me.
Oh, no, of course not. Oh, well, I had seen Charles on stage, of course, and had already admired him in Paris, but I couldn't speak very good French. In fact, I couldn't really speak French at all. And I opened at the Olympia, and I remember the first good luck telegram that I ever had was from Charles, and it simply said, "Merde, Aznavour." And I thought, that's disgusting. Because that's rather a rude word. I mean, I can't tell them exactly what it means. You know what it means, don't you?
I can tell you.
I'm not answering.
But that's the way the French... It's very bad luck to say good luck, bonne chance, in French show business. So you say merde. And it was very nice, and it did bring me good luck. And I would like to wish you merde for the rest of your career.
Thank you, Petula Clark. Thank you.
For all his fame, Aznavour never forgot where he came from. His Armenian heritage was central to his identity. His parents had survived unimaginable horrors, and their stories left a lasting impression on him. In 1988, when a devastating earthquake struck Armenia, killing over 30,000 people, Aznavour turned his fame into a force for good. He quickly mobilized his network of musician friends and organized benefit concerts to raise funds for relief efforts. Through his foundation, Aznavour for Armenia, he collected millions to provide aid, including food, medical supplies, and housing for survivors. Aznavour even traveled to Armenia personally, distributing toys to orphan children and ensuring the aid reached those most in need. His humanitarian efforts cemented his legacy not just as a global star, but as a devoted champion of his ancestral homeland, saying, "I can't rebuild homes, but I can rebuild hope." Aznavour's connection to Armenia deepened after its independence from the Soviet Union. He became an ambassador for humanitarian action, tirelessly advocating for his ancestral homeland.
Qu'est-ce que tu fous ici? Ben moi, je vais te dire, tu gosses ta vie. Ça va. Ça va pas du tout.
As if conquering the music world wasn't enough, Aznavour also had a prolific acting career. He appeared in over 80 films, most notably in Francois Truffaut's Shoot the Piano Player, 1960. Though often cast in roles that mirrored his musical persona, melancholic, romantic, and introspective, Aznavour had a surprising sense of humor about his acting chops. "I'm a singer who acts, not an actor who sings," he once joked, so don't expect Oscars anytime soon.
How many times have you been properly in love in your life?
Maybe 5.
And does the 5 include your 3 wives?
3 marriage and 2 flowering in the air.
What do you think is the secret of true love?
Argument, never. One has to shut his mouth
And is that you?
One or the other.
Right.
That's a decision, you know. But it's very easy, and it's better. It's nicer.
Charles Aznavour's love life was as colorful as his music. He married 3 times and had 6 children. His first 2 marriages were short-lived, but he found lasting love with Swedish model Ola Thorsell, his wife of over 50 years. Together, they raised 5 children, while his eldest, Seda, from his first marriage, followed in his musical footsteps. Aznavour's experiences with love and fatherhood often inspired his songs, capturing the complexities of relationships, the highs, the heartbreaks, and the enduring bonds. Though his career often took center stage, family remained his greatest anchor and source of pride. In 2017, Aznavour received one of the highest honors for an entertainer, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Standing proudly on Hollywood Boulevard, he quipped, "It only took me 93 years to get here." Aznavour's humility was part of his charm. Despite his global success, he remained grounded, always attributing his achievements to hard work and a bit of luck.
It's not important to be remembered. What is important is to know that my work will be remembered.
Even in his later years, Aznavour never slowed down. At 94, he was still touring, performing with the same passion that had defined his career.
But what does the future hold for Mr. Charles Aznavour?
Nothing special.
Nothing special? How can he be not special? You're going on a world tour.
Yeah, but it's not the first and not the last.
In 2018, he returned from a concert in Japan, preparing for another trip to Armenia. Sadly, it wasn't to be.
Now, in the last few minutes, it's been announced that one of France's most popular singers, Charles Aznavour, has died. He was 94. During a career which lasted more than 70 years, he recorded more than 1,000 songs and sold more than 100 million records around the world.
On October 1st, 2018, Charles Aznavour passed away at his home in Mouriez, France, and his funeral was held on October 5th, 2018. Was a poignant farewell to the legendary artist. It took place at the Église de Saint-Jean-Baptiste de Belleville in Paris, where family, friends, and fans gathered to honor his extraordinary life. His body was later laid to rest at the Cimetière du Montparnasse, in a ceremony that was both intimate and grand, reflecting the immense impact he had on the world. Tributes poured in from around the globe, with many recognizing not only his musical genius, but also his humanitarian efforts and enduring legacy. His life was a testament to resilience, creativity, and the power of authenticity. He didn't have the perfect voice, the perfect face, or the perfect start, but he had something far more valuable, the courage to be himself. Today, his music continues to inspire, his humanitarian efforts are remembered, and his legacy as one of the greatest entertainers of all time endures. In his own words, "I've lived my life as if I were on stage, and what a beautiful show it's been." Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable journey through the life of Charles Aznavour. If you were moved by his music and incredible legacy, give this video a thumbs up and share your favorite Aznavour song in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories of the music legends who changed the world with their passion and artistry. Until next time, keep the music alive.